Just to be back in the environment that I'm accustomed to. For one, being around a bunch of guys who love to win, love to have fun in a practice atmosphere. Being around the trainers and coaches is something that I know how to be me in. I'm very comfortable in, and it's just one of the. It felt so good to get back to that, and then on top of that, I got the chance to hang out with some of the guys that I grew up with. Being in the bubble and stuff like that, and then I got a chance to play golf, so I'm good. That's my boy Bell right here. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up to Bell YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
What's up?
Hey, Q, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We out here.
Back like he left something.
You know what I'm talking about?
Hey JR, it's Kyle Goon from the LC Register.
What's going on?
I can see you're having a good time, so I want to ask how you're doing. In your experience, what is sort of the quick way to build chemistry in a new group, and especially does this environment can promote those things that build chemistry?
Yeah, it's funny because I talked about it with T. Lou a lot. When he got the job of trying to figure out ways to guys to build camaraderie and stuff like that. And being on this team, it's so easy because guys we already have that the same goal in mind, but everybody really check their egos at the door, and it's really all about winning. And once you have that mindset, it just makes everything that much easier. And then once you get guys away from the distractions and everything else, getting people out of their house, and you start doing stuff on the road, and you really have those conversations when you're sitting down eating, chopping it up. You just get on those bus rides, you get to have those conversations about where people from, where they, who they are, and you really get to, I think, more than anything, get to know who they are as a person. So many of us get labeled as just basketball players, and we play with so many different athletes, and some people don't really take advantage of those, friendships that you gain throughout this journey in life. And I built some unbelievable friendships from basketball. So for me, it's just that much easier to throw myself into my teammates and and people that I see every day, just because I'm invested in them, and I would hope they invested in me.
Mike?
Hey, JR, thanks for taking the time this morning. So you obviously have spent the most time on the court with LeBron than any of the other teammates in playoff situations. I wondered if you could just contrast his style, his leadership style with this group compared to what it was in Cleveland in the time that you spent there.
I say more than anything, he's more patient now. I think when he was younger, he had that more of a shorter fuse with things. I would say he let things roll off his back of his neck pretty easily now. Whether it be a good thing or a bad thing, obviously that hasn't changed his work ethic. But I think he's just more relatable and easier to get along with. Before it was just, he's always been so focused on his drive and winning and stuff like that. But I feel like that pressure is kind of, that side of it is kind of off his shoulders, and he could just be him. He don't have to, sit up and try to orchestrate the offense or the defense or what somebody did wrong. He can let the coaches do their job, and I think that's a true testament to him growing, because so many times I watch interviews and stuff, and when people talk about him, they try to say he's quote unquote not coachable because he knows so much about the game. But he's probably the most coachable person out there, just because he gives you his side or his opinion, and he might be right. I don't think that is the case, but for more than anything, I think he's just so much more patient in his delivery and how he goes about the process of the game. If he sees something that he don't like, of course he's gonna say something, but I think he gives people more of a chance, or opportunity to, voice their opinion and do their job.
Hey JR, it's Dave McBennett with ESPN. You guys, when you were in Cleveland together, had kind of a rhythm to those postseason runs. There was a bunch of early round sweeps where you had these long layoffs, and that won't be the case down in Orlando. If you guys advance, there just isn't much time. Have you thought about how the pacing will work as you advance through the postseason? Hopefully for you guys that you do so, and how you'll manage veteran bodies with less time in between.
I mean, I ain't never been his age before, so I don't really know. But more than anything, I mean, we had a different team and we were in different situations with being in the East and whether it was weaker or stronger than the West and stuff like that. All of that's going to, come into play. But at the end of the day, it's a battle. It's all about who, the last man standing. If you here as a competitor, you willing to fight, and you didn't come all the way this way for nothing, then you got a reason to sit out there and continuously push at it, regardless if it's a sweep. If every series is a 7-game series, it don't matter. Obviously, it's going to be wear and tear, but you got to be mentally and physically tough enough to fight through that. That's what makes winning the championship so great.
Last question with Bill.
Hey, JR, it's Bill Orr with The Athletic. I'm wondering if you could describe what it's like around campus with other teams. How much are you interacting with players from other teams, coaches that you might know? Are you running into them around, or does it have to be a little more scheduled?
No, I mean, I run into them all the time. I mean, this was 6 or 7 teams in this hotel. And for me, like, Kyle Lowry's my point guard in AAU ball. So, I mean, I got to kick it with him. I got to see Marvin Williams. We came out of high school together. Dwight and Rondo, we came out of high school together. So many guys I've known since I was 14, 15 years old. So it's kind of, for me, it's dope because it's literally it's hoop and the boys. So it's actually refreshing. Get to see people, get to actually see how people are doing, see how their families doing. You hear so much stuff. And social media stuff is just so fast. It's just so many things that you see and things go by, flying by, that you don't really get a chance to, or the opportunity to value those relationships that you grew up with. I mean, I see Kyle and his family on Instagram, and of course you like the picture and do a little comment or whatever, but that's still not the same as the interaction and the actual conversation and checking in on people and stuff like that. So now we finally get to, hone in on one another, see where we've been at on our journeys, where we're at, where we're trying to go, the people we're trying to be after basketball. So there's so much stuff that you actually finally get a chance to catch up on because, in and out, one day here, one day there, in the city, on the road, play one game, out the next day. So you finally get a chance to see where everybody's at mentally, physically, and spiritually.